It's myself and Ben Day with the legendary Roy Jones for Tip TV back in London. Roy, we'll start by talking about the amateurs. In 1988 in Seoul in South Korea, you were on the wrong end of what has gone down as the worst decision in history, amateur golf. How much of a disappointment was it at the time? Well, it's a bit of a silly question, but...
It was a very big disappointment, one of the biggest of my life, because I had sacrificed 9 years of my life to become an Olympic champion.
Yes.
And to have somebody to take it from me when I rightfully won it was the biggest disappointment.
You were only 19 too.
Yeah, only
So
19.
maybe somebody hasn't always got the emotional maturity to
Exactly.
and yet, the caveat was that you were given the Val Barker Award for the best boxer of the games.
That wasn't a caveat, that was just the other truth. That was true truth. I was a gold medal winner and I was the best boxer of the game. So that was just giving me half of the truth. I mean, it was good.
But it was
just
Robin Sultan and won.
Almost.
Yeah.
Because if I'm the best, why don't I have a gold medal?
Yeah, precisely.
Exactly.
And it's no coincidence that it happened in Korea, and it was quite a fiasco. The whole boxing in general was a bit of a fiasco that year. There was a lot of scandals that year. And you it was like the icing on the cake of scandals.
I was the finishing one. You're right.
So Roy, you turned pro. You won your first title up at middleweight.
Very angry.
Your first super fight, a defining fight, which really had that polarised the whole world of boxing, was the clash with James Toney, who was a rival champion up at super middleweight. How good a fighter do you think Toney was?
Tony's a very good fighter. That's why I don't measure guys too much today, because until you beat a guy that is of Tony's caliber, then you haven't really beaten anybody. Tony was a pound for pound the best at that time when I beat him.
Yeah,
It was calling him a throwback champion.
Yeah.
A guy from the old school. He fought behind the shoulder just like Floyd Mayweather, but he was more powerful than Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, I mean he had that kind of old.
They're the same
You
exact
watched the
style.
old school fights like Ezra Charles.
They're the same as ex guys, just more power.
Yeah.
He was very quick, very hard to hit. So to me, he was the top-notch guy when it came to who was the most competitive guy he was.
Would you go down as the best fighter you ever fought in your opinion?
No, the heavyweight fight was better because I gave up way more weight. And I beat
In terms of performance, yes.
Yeah, but because I gave up way more weight, I don't know. The Paz Desert was a pretty good performance too, so I had a lot of good performances. I don't know which one in turn would be the best performance, but that was the best caliber guy.
Do you remember
that
the best? That was the best caliber guy
Yeah,
you ever
that was
faced.
the best
Do you remember
caliber.
Vinny Paz blaming his loss to you on a caffeine crash?
No, but it don't really matter what kind of crash you're going to be.
That's what he
It could
likes.
be the caffeine crash, the crash you had before you fought. I mean, he's going to lose regardless.
Exactly.
So it don't really matter.
You've got a question for Roy, John, Ben, because I'm hogging this a bit.
When you boxed James Toney, I've seen it many a times. You threw a few shots. You always went to the right.
Yeah.
A lot of times. I know it's very open fire, but why? I do it in the gym every day. I watch that on my pro, regardless. But why did you always go to that right?
Because James Toney is a lot like Floyd Mayweather, they fight off the shoulder roll.
Yeah.
So you throw a punch at them, they're going to immediately come out with the right hand.
okay.
So if you go to the right, when they come to the right hand, you go.
Right.
They can't go to the right hand way over here.
Right.
If
Yeah.
you go right here, they got you. So they can shorten it and make it here, or they can bring it here. But over there, they can't.
Was this a game plan from before you went into it? Everything was done. Of course.
Because I knew that his favorite thing was the shoulder roll, just like Floyd does now. He rolls the shoulder, come out with a punch.
I see in a few of your fights, you do go to the right quite a lot. Is it just for that style, or if you think if someone's tucking up, you can do what you want, right?
I can do what I want anyway.
Exactly.
And I love
I know that.
You alluded to the heavyweight triumph against Sean Ruiz for the WBA heavyweight title. Shortly after that, it all started to go wrong.
Because I went down 25 pounds and
you lost too much weight.
Something I had never done.
You really regret that?
No, I don't, because to make history, to do what Bob Fitzsimmons did in 1896, he won the heavyweight title, but he went back and recaptured.
He won middleweight, heavyweight, then light heavyweight.
No, he won middleweight, light heavyweight.
No, Roy, he did it in different order, I swear to God. He won the middleweight, then he beat Corbett in 1897 for the heavyweight title, then he beat George Gardner for the almost inaugural light heavyweight title after that fact.
Okay, well,
he did it in a funny order.
Okay, I was told that he won the middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight, then regained light heavyweight, so that's why I did it. If I would have knew that, I wouldn't have had to do that.
No, so if only you'd have had me around at the time, I would
have had to lose that weight.
Sorry about that, champ.
Because I thought they said he came back after he lost, after he won the heavyweight, after he gave up the heavyweight title or whatever, lost it, and won the light heavyweight title. That's the only reason I did that.
So Roy, let's be real. Let's some real talk. We all know that you're one of the most fabulous fighters ever lived. On record, on ability, on showmanship, the whole thing. Why have you carried on for so long when some people who dearly love you and your legacy wish that you didn't? What do you say to them?
No one told him to start.
Well,
no one
that's
told him to
exactly right.
finish.
That's exactly right. Nobody tell me when to start. Nobody tell me when to finish. Other thing I want to know, when people like Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, play on beyond their day,
No one minds.
they're still not the same, but who takes credit away from what they accomplished already?
No. And you can't. Your legacy is safe. It
it's
can't be
already
damaged.
done.
but-
It's already done. So what am I? If I feel competent, you can understand everything I say. I'm not
Absolutely. No,
losing my balance out here.
No.
I'm actually having fun when I fight.
You still enjoying it just the same?
What's the problem?
I guess in that way there really ain't
So,
no problem.
what am I going to start partying every night because I'm healthy I can and get in
These
something,
arms.
and get in something like that?
These biceps are
Because-
ridiculous, by the way.
But what I'm saying is, if I go out and party every night and have a good time, I'm eventually going to get myself in trouble.
So
So
why
why
not
not stay
continue
in
a
the
healthy
gym?
athletic life?
And just
It's a beautiful life. It's a
That's
lifestyle.
exactly
It's a
right.
lifestyle.
Well, we're massively grateful for you coming out here and having this chat with us.
Thank
Just
you.
one closing question.
Yeah.
When we talk, we're with an all-time great and legend now, so let me mention another one, who certainly postulated as one. Quite just how good is Floyd Mayweather on a grand scale?
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good.
Compared to Ray Robinson or Sugar Ray Leonard, for instance?
So-called, those guys were put in a situation
Yeah.
they never been put in. You can't judge a book. You can't judge him up against them.
Because he doesn't have that level of competition or
No,
challenges.
he had it, he didn't fight it.
He didn't fight it, let's be honest, okay?
So he had it, he
You don't
didn't
take
fight
it from me, take it from
So
him.
he didn't fight the caliber of competition that these guys faced. We don't know how he'll do if he's knocked down by a guy who's almost as good as him. So I can't
exactly.
give him. You can't give the accolade away and say, "Oh, he's better
You
than
could just
those
say
guys."
you've got wonderful skills.
He got one of the skills.
You made me think of one more question because of what you just said throughout the conversation. Some people talk about, ask you why you didn't fight Darius Milchevsky,
Because I didn't try. They offered me 5 million to come over here. You wouldn't come. What am I supposed to do?
and you didn't want to go to Germany.
What I was
because
going to
you had
Germany for? You see what happens in Germany. I got 7 belts. He got 1. Why am I take my 7 belts to Germany where all he got to do is go 12 rounds and I might lose?
Politics.
Well,
Because
it was a
It
fact.
happened before when you went away from home.
It wasn't a
Olympics.
fact. It happened. That's right. So since I had a bad taste in my mouth, why would I take 7 belts to go to him when I got all 7 of the titles? He got 1. Why don't you bring in one of him? Let's fight for it over here. Not that something might happen in Germany, not that it may not. But why would I take that risk?
Makes sense to
I'm
me,
pound
Chuck.
for pound the best.
Yeah, the
at
best!
time. You feel me? I'm pound for pound the best. Why do the best team gotta come to you?
It's just leverage, negotiating.
Home court advantage. I got the most belts. I'm pound for pound number 1. To be the best, you gotta beat the best. The best don't have to come to where you are to fight. You gotta come to him.
Amen, champ. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah.
You get one quick still picture as well.